You have a goal on the mind, what you want to achieve. You start walking, you start doing your jobs and your obligations, but along this way, you are meeting a distraction, which is giving you a lot of positive emotions.
If the way how you feel about yourself walking through daily life, if you are not satisfied with it and you want to change something about it.
If you want to attain a new skill, let's just say you want to learn another language. The quickest way to learn this language is, for the next 30 days, you take care you have something to eat.
I do think that if you are looking at the world already with predetermined concepts, looking at the world already with some type of expectation,
I'm so excited that you're here because I feel like the modern world is lacking self-discipline, self-knowledge, and they're lacking connection to their authentic selves as human beings.
So, when it comes to developing something about yourself, it doesn't matter what it is. If it is just following up in becoming great in any type of sport, or even if you want to build up like a small community or something for yourself. It's about if you want to go somewhere, if you have a goal and want to go somewhere. Along this way, you will meet different type of hindrances that we call, that will sometimes make it difficult for you to, let's say, reach the goal where you would like to go. And to very easily explain it, one way, for example, is if you are too easily being caught by positive emotions. So
which type of positive emotions?
All types that is raising something inside of you that you are relating to, that feels really good now. But it takes you out of your ordinary. So that means you have a goal on the mind, what you want to achieve. You start walking, you start doing your jobs and your obligations, but along this way, you are meeting a distraction, which is giving you a lot of positive emotions. Because you are in that average state of the mind, that overall, let's say, normal state of the mind. Now, if it takes you out of the average of being positive, it's very easy for us that we get attached to these type of feelings. So what it ultimately means, you're going to lose track of your goal because you would prefer right now to spend more time with all of these things that give you positive emotions.
Can you give an example of one of these positive emotions or a situation that someone might have?
Positive emotions, for example, let's take a very nice one, fame. Yes, you have a goal in the mind, what you want to achieve, but along this way, you feel there is that word of fame. And so what does it mean? It means you are getting the views, you're getting the sight of different people, and now you are encountering something that you haven't planned about it before. But now that you meet it, and now that you feel it, that it's this type of fame that you could get from the people, well, now the question still is if you can stick to your initial plan or not. Or is the fame going to move in front of all of this? And it's not your mission anymore that was important to you, but now suddenly you are replacing your initial goal with something that gave you positive emotions along this way.
If the way how you feel about yourself walking through daily life, if you are not satisfied with it and you want to change something about it, there are now two ways. Either you take it into your hands, or you try to change all these external stimuli, all these external influences, to adjust them in such a way that they are going to behave in the way how you expect them to behave. So the colleagues should be exactly how you imagine your colleagues to be. The government should bring out exactly the policies that you want them to bring out. The world is going to develop exactly the way how you imagine it should happen. And now I just ask you, which of these two ways, changing yourself or trying to change the outside world, which of these two ways do people think is the more realistic one?
Yourself.
So that's the bottom line. Very simple. The realization, of course, it's natural if you don't think about exactly this type of thinking. Of course, it's normal that we are being influenced by external things. Until you realize there is no way that you could ever change all of this on the outside.
I started with the age of 4 doing, let's say, these physical activities already. The development, I would say, for me was gradual. I always was part of it. What we all encounter in our lifetimes is what we call suffering in all different types of variations. There are methods included, involved in these practices, which are helping you to overcome the suffering. And now this is a very important part. You can live a life and avoid suffering, but overcoming suffering is something different. Overcoming implies you felt it already, but found a way now to still deal with it, cope with it, and that same type of suffering is just not appearing anymore because you have overcome it. Shaolin Monastery is a Buddhist monastery. You are not allowed to leave the monastery, and you have many, many different rules that you need to, let's say, abide to while you stay inside the monastery. If you want to develop something, if you want to attain a new skill, let's just say you want to learn another language. The quickest way to learn this language is, for the next 30 days, you take care, you have something to eat, you have enough sleep, and the rest of the time you study. You don't watch television, you don't go on social media, you don't play any games, you don't go out on party, you don't drink alcohol, you don't take drugs. You sleep, you eat, and you train.
I would like to give an introduction to something that in the Shaolin community, in the Buddhist community, it's already widespread and well known that there is a so-called guideline or a so-called Noble Eightfold Path, it is called. It is called Noble Eightfold Path because it is describing a journey. To give you an overview what's going to come right now, maybe it's easier if I just mention all 8 first of all. Number 1, the right understanding. Number 2, the right thought, right thinking. Number 3, right speech. Number 4, right action or right behavior. Number 5, right livelihood, the right way of earning your living. Number 6, the right effort. Number 7, the right concentration. And number 8, the right meditation. So, what does it mean, right understanding? And why is it, for example, mentioned now as the first state? I do think that if you are looking at the world already with predetermined concepts, looking at the world already with some type of expectation, then it's going to be very difficult to really see how the things are. So right understanding involves all these type of learning to see how the things are. Similar to that story, day and night, both at the same time. Same as the view, nothing in a way is permanent. The same way how you are realizing that many emotional states, many thoughts that are coming, they come and they go. None of them lasts. So that means there is a fluctuation of things. Right understanding means you're starting to look out in the world, observe just more around you to figure out maybe if there is a type of structure that you can see, things that are repeating.